is a story of inspiration where someone sitting on the sideline is thinking, I'm not a first home buyer, I can't be a first home buyer, and there's certain things that they do to get them on the path to buying a property. Stay tuned. The story of ZANTHANY BORULA.
Good morning.
Oh, this is a beautiful story.
It is.
How are you, Zanth?
Yeah, I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm
ready to be really raw and just really authentic. It's been a really good week, yeah. Busy. Busy is good.
Whoa. Hey, I'm going to say my weight every day on the show so I lose weight and embarrass myself.
Okay.
115.2.
All right, this is the rolling story of Mark's weight loss journey, smooshed into our morning minutes. So we're at today. What's the date today? The 20th of April, 2023. Mark's weight equals 115.25.
Right. Now, Zant, this week has been a pretty mind-shifting week. And I wanted to share it with everyone because there's people out there in the marketplace that are thinking, yeah, I'm going to buy something one day. Yep, it's going to happen one day. And one day turns to 1 year, turns to 3 years, turns to years and years. And it's like, stop, think about it. You may be able to be a first home buyer right now.
Yeah.
A bit of an epiphany moment. You had it this week.
I did. So a bit of context to my story. Look, in the background of my mind, I've always thought about getting into the property market, but what was stopping me from even making that first step was I'm a single person. I don't have a partner to go invest in a property with. I have a huge HECS debt hanging over in the background of my mind as well, coupled with not a huge amount of savings in the bank because when I was younger, I valued traveling and just living a bit of a lifestyle and didn't really think about having that saving in the bank. So whilst the property hunt has always been in the background of my mind, I've just never really thought that I could get into it by myself, given how unattractive I am towards the banks.
Perceived unattractive.
Yes. So in my mind, that was just gospel to me. I was unattractive. I had so much negative outweighing the positive that no, who would want to give me some money to go and buy a property when I have all of this debt and I don't have much savings and I'm a single income earner. So that was where I was at. That was my belief.
You didn't think you were financially beautiful.
No, I thought that I was just unattractive, just ugly to the banks. They didn't want to borrow of me. I was a swipe left, not a swipe right.
And what happened?
And so I was just sitting down in the Novak office, one of the mortgage brokers that you know quite well, actually, Mark Conway, was there. We had a casual sit down, just a bit of a chat, just to see where I was in the world of potentially getting a loan to go on the property hunt. And it shook me. I'm really not as unattractive as what I first thought I was. I do have enough in my savings and I do earn just enough where I can get my foot in the property market to buy my first home. I might not be able to buy something that's worth $1 million, but I can at least afford something to get me into the market and create my own property journey and have something that's my very own.
What made you meet with the mortgage broker?
I just thought that I'm getting old enough where I can start to think about these things, and I just wanted to have that clarity and certainty. Okay, I know I've been thinking about this for so long, but if I keep on putting it off, I'll never actually do it. Let's bite the bullet, pull the trigger, and just see where I'm at. It doesn't necessarily mean that I need to dive straight in and buy a property right now, but if I can get the facts, see where I stand, see what I could potentially borrow, then that will give me some kind of clarity to move forward and know where I stand in my situation today.
I still don't understand why you thought you were not financially beautiful. I don't understand why you thought that you didn't have the capacity to borrow. I don't understand why you thought you couldn't buy a first home property, be a first home buyer. Can you throw a lifeline out there for people to understand why you thought that and how you shifted yourself into not thinking that? Because it's almost like a model saying, I'm not good enough to be a model, and you walk into a modeling agency and they recruit you as a model. It's sort of the same with financially. Like, you're like, nah, I don't think I can do the loan thing. I can't do the loan thing. And you just believe that for so long, and suddenly you call the broker, sit opposite the broker, and he's like, yeah, we can do this. Can you explain that in your head a little bit?
That shifts. Well, I suppose, like I kind of touched on before, I didn't think I earned enough. I thought that I had too much debt hanging over my shoulders and that no one would actually give me money. And it's really hard when all you hear about on the news is the doom and gloom, the rise in interest, the struggle it is for first home buyers. When you have all of this negativity, not only for you personally, but also coupled with the media and their negativity as well combined, I just thought that
right.
I'm just going to put it off. I'll wait until next year. I'll wait until I get a pay rise. I'll wait until I find a partner that wants to invest with me so we can afford something nice. I'll wait. So it's not something that I thought that I could do by myself. And it wasn't until I really had this moment where I was like, let's just see where I stand right now. I know some of the best people in the industry working in real estate. Let's just break it right down, break the negativity, and see where I stand.
Wow. And so had the epiphany, sat with the broker. What did the broker say about your HECS debt?
He said, there's ways to work around it. It will be fine. It's all good, basically. The banks don't look down as badly on HECS debt as what I had first presumed in my mind. So there are ways that you can still get a loan, even with HECS debt. And that's, according to the mortgage broker. And that did really shook me. It shook me good.
So you just went into this meeting and you just killed it. So you went in, for the last, how many years have you thought, nah, not possible, can't do it for?
Probably the last 10 years. So a lot of my adult life, it was just looking at, I don't know, friends who have purchased their own properties. And I suppose that kind of made an impact as well when all I hear about them is struggling to repay their mortgage debt, council rates, strata rates, all of this kind of thing. It's just something that I just thought, I can't afford to do that. It's not for me. I'll look into that in the future. That's a future problem. That's a future ZANTHANY issue.
So you get there, opposite the broker, and the broker goes, yeah, we can do this. So what's the next move now for you?
Well, I didn't realize everything could happen so quickly. So I sat with the broker and he said, all I need is all of your documentation. He's outlined everything in an email, pay slips, the last 2 tax records, all of my ID. And then if I get that all off to him as soon as possible, by next week I could have a loan ready to go shopping. A pre-approval loan.
If you don't mind me asking, did you have to have a big deposit?
No.
Wow. So the message from today to everyone who's watching out there who knows someone that wants to be a first home buyer or is thinking they want to be a home buyer in the future, I think the big catalyst is sitting opposite a broker and taking a big brave pill and saying, you know what, let's just see how this flies. And Zanth, It was a free question. It was a free sit down. If anything, they're going to go, the broker's going to say, let's do this. Or if anything, the broker's going to say, this is what you need to do this. Either way, you're a winner.
Absolutely. And look, I can empathize with everyone out there who is in a similar situation to me. So I'm speaking directly to you or someone that you may know. I'm keeping it really raw, authentic and humble. And look, like Mark said, swallow that brave pill. Just sit in front of someone to see where you stand, because trust me, you're probably not as worse off as you actually think. And there is an opportunity and an avenue to get into the property market if it's something that you're interested in. So bite the bullet, jump straight in the deep end, just have a casual sit down to see where you stand.
When I spoke with Billy from the office first home buyer specialist, when we were talking about doing our first home buyer evening, we spoke about the emotional journey. So not just the financial one, but recruiting friends and family and people around you to kick your ass. Did you have that a little bit?
Look, I've never really had a family to help guide me into the property market. I've never really had that kind of that confidence boost where, come on, ZANTHANY, you can do it, we can help you, or that little silver spoon. It's all been on me all the time. So it's my own journey, it's my own emotional journey, and I suppose my friends have done it for themselves as well. So I can relate with them, but it's not like I had that emotional journey around me. It's all on me.
So how does someone harness that energy on themselves to say, yep, I'm gonna push myself to do it? Like, what was the so probably friends around that have done the purchase thing that gave you big inspo. Time, having done your world travels and your travels, that gave you inspo. Been there, done that. Now I'm going to move on to the first home buyer thing. And you just sort of you got forward that decision.
Just stop procrastinating. I'm a big procrastinator myself, and I always think, oh, it'll get done. And does it ever? No. I mean, I've been thinking about this for 10 years, and have I ever actually done anything about it? No. So just kind of kicking myself into gear, much like you and your weight loss journey, kicking yourself into gear and just doing it.
So can I have a commitment from you then? And I'll give you one.
Okay. We'll pinky promise.
When are you going to pinky promise buy a property? Because we're going to document this again.
Okay. Well, I'm getting all of my documentation off to the broker in the next few days. So hopefully by next week, I'll have just as much as I can, my loan amount that I can go shopping with. And let's say in the next 3 months, I'll have put some kind of, I don't know, offer on at least one property.
So by my birthday, 30th of July, you would have bought a property.
I'd put an offer on one. I might not be the winner, but I'll put an offer on one.
Okay.
And speaking of men in property, look who we have.
Good morning, team.
Oh, chief strategist, chief economist of Novak.
Chief strategist.
Wayne Hughes, everybody.
You're going to put an offer on the property.
I am. In 3 months.
Can you move the camera up a bit? You're sinking. Wayne, business coach of Novak. Oh, look at that. Business coach of Novak for the last 15 years, almost 20 years maybe. How are you?
2003, 20 years, my friend.
Yeah.
20 years now.
Perfect. Great.
Well, today's topic was about ZANTHANY, and it was a casual sit down with a mortgage broker to buy a property suddenly got very, very real that she's got the capacity to do it. She has thought it's no chance to be able to do it, and she can.
Yeah.
How often does that happen? I think the brokers would tell you that anyone that is even contemplating it should just go and see them. And one of my recommendations to, even my daughter for that matter, was just go and see the broker and see what happens and see how it all comes together.
right? Which is what I've been saying as well.
The other startling thing that they can do, Mark, is when you've seen the broker, if you're going to get into the stock market and you're completely uneducated, one of the tools they use is to do what's called paper trading. So you don't actually buy the stocks and shares, you just create a spreadsheet and pretend you did. And I've put $1,000 into these shares, see where it is, and if I sell that and I buy the next shares, and just keep a spreadsheet of where you would get to. And so you can do the same thing with property. Just go and see your broker, see what you've done, and then go and see some open homes and things, and just put it together on spreadsheets to see if you could afford the property. And pretty soon you're going to find one that you fall in love with, ticks all the boxes. You're used to doing the paper trading quickly, so you're used to it and you're confident about it. Call your broker, it's all going to be a goer, and off you go.
First home buyers, take note today. Wayne Hughes has spoken. ZANTHANY is sharing her journey with you, and it's real. And Wayne, you can share this episode with your lovely daughter. And you know what, guys, just get out there and if you're not going to do it now, at least put a couple of steps in the direction of doing it. And that is still getting opposite that broker. It's still doing that paper trading that Wayne's talking about, going to open house and stepping yourself through the process. It will happen eventually. And
Mark, the other thing that's worth noting, broker is one half of the occasion. Get friendly with a real estate agent. They know what's going on. No, I'm serious. Because they know what's going on. And the first house that I bought, I literally bought it within an hour, and I had 2 calls from real estate agents saying, I found your house. And I bought the house within an hour. The second agent called to say, I found your house. And I said, is it this one? I've already bought it. So your real estate agent is one of your best friends because they will know what you want, look out for it, tell you when it comes on the market before anyone else gets a look in.
As part of the emotional journey of being a first home buyer, embarrass yourself by telling everyone.
Very true.
Embarrass yourself by telling everyone. So Xanth, if you share your journey with friends and family that you've just started, you will be compelled to finish your journey.
I think so too. And a lot of people can relate to that and give you their own little 2 cents and advice as well. And then they can be there to help blow the smoke up in your wings, keep you flying, and motivate you as well.
Well said. So guys and girls, another thing out of today, that emotional journey, share it with friends and family and people that matter, and they will keep giving you a little sort of push on. How's it going? How's the looking? Have you bought anything yet? Each time they ask you, it's going to help. It's going to nudge you forward more towards that property purchase.
Yeah, very true.
See the excitement in this space? You too can share that excitement.
Yeah, you can.
That's it. It's a new lady. All right, guys. Have a great day. Thanks for coming on, Xanth and sharing.
See you next week.
See ya.
Bye.
Says ya. Bye.